Today is the 18th of Nisan 5768, the 23rd of April 2008. I'm Elliot Coe, and you're watching Arutz Sheva, Israel National News. Hope you're having a great holiday. Great attention to the works by the scholar on Islam Bat Yeor has been garnered since the September 11th attacks in the U.S. and the intensification of Islamic Jihad in the past 7 years. In particular, the book Eurabia, which describes the elites of Europe and how they've worked hand in glove with Arab leaders to create a Mediterranean union comprising Europe and the Arab lands, and why this is such a danger to Israel and the West. INN TV's Aaron Deutsch met with Bat Yeor.
As the current Great Jihad against Israel and the West continues, most have attempted to place Muslims in extreme and moderate camps, but one renowned scholar takes a different view.
Jihad is a religious law which is determined and fixed by theology, but also by Islamic rules and laws. It has to be conducted according to theological rules. And after the countries of the infidels are conquered by jihad, there are special rules that have to be applied to those infidels who have been subdued and conquered. So Dhimmi refers to the jihadic laws that concern the conquest of non-Muslim territories, and also to the ruling of the infidels who have been subdued. Islamic hate against Israel and the Jews has its roots in the Quran and in the Hadith. So it it has always been there, and it is there in the laws of Dhimmi.
You could ask, why this hatred, this continual hatred of Israel? In fact, it builds Israel, because this hatred is against the interests of the West. Israel will not be destroyed, but if Israel should falter or fall, which it will never, this would be the end of Europe. Already, the Islamization of Europe is beyond repair.
We are seeing now a return of the laws of jihad and of the laws of Dhimmi. Either non-Muslim civilization, let us say the West, the Judeo-Christian civilization, will disappear and be Islamized, or they will fight in order to survive this challenge.
Bat Yeor grew up in Egypt, a daughter of privilege, from a family that had been in the region for centuries. She grew up alongside Jews, Muslims, and Christians. But with the growing strength of Islam, all that began to change.
The entire Jewish community was persecuted, and we had to leave the country, totally destituted.
Bat Yeor's seminal work is called Eurabia and examines the ongoing project to create a Mediterranean union and why Europe is so hostile to both Israel and the Jewish people. But she did not invent the word. Rather, a group of European and Arab intellectuals who wished to merge the Arab and European lands created the term to reflect a policy adopted by the EU following the 1973 war.
So this policy led to numerous agreements between Europe and the Arab countries that led to immigration, a strong Arab immigration and Muslim immigration into Europe, and also the weakening of Western democracy and values, and their replacement by a more Islamic tendency. So this is Eurabia. It is a Euro-Arab unification, geographical, cultural unification. This is the policy of the European Union, which aim at transforming Europe by destroying the nation state and the nationalism of the European nation state in order to promote a big entity, a big European entity, which will be united with the Arab countries.
David Littman has long represented the World Union of Progressive Judaism at the UN. While there, he has attempted to sound the call against Islamic Jihad, but he has often been stymied in his efforts.
Well, the Hamas Charter, which I just mentioned, and I'm always quoting these passages, which are devastating because it shows it's totally genocidal. I mean, I'll give you the end of Article 7, which says that the day of judgment will not come, or the last day, until a stone and a tree cries out, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. That is in the Charter. And the subject actually was the occupied territories. But Gaza is an occupied territory, which I said was occupied, is occupied now by Hamas. And I quoted the Charter. And as I got to the word Allah, Egypt, on a point of order, said, we don't want references to the name of Allah here. But if you quote a genocidal charter, which is what I do and did since 1989, suddenly the use of the words Allah is becoming taboo. Now, I've written on this question, the whole question of this auto-censorship, this what I call, and Bat Yeor has called, Dhimmi. In other words, the fact that there's certain subject you cannot deal with.
While many Western academics oppose the findings of Eurabia, few dispute Bat Yeor's scholarship, but instead attack her.
Eurabia promotes a totalitarian culture where politics control culture and where some subjects are taboo. And you find a core of intellectuals who are working with politicians to promote the aim of Eurabia.
While Bat Yeor has been among the leaders in the fight against the current jihad, she herself admits her view of the future is not entirely optimistic.
It is difficult to say if I am optimistic because this challenge is not known. No one understands this challenge. The challenge of the survival of our values.
I'm not a great biblicist, but I remember the famous quotation by Balaam, who said, he who blesses Israel will be blessed, and he who curses Israel will be cursed. Unfortunately, those who are cursing Israel, in fact, take the Arab world. Look at the situation in the Arab world economically, scientifically, and look what Israel is doing. And the same goes for the West. By attacking Israel, the West is digging its own grave because they are supporting Palestinianism, Palestinolatry, the adoration of everything's Palestinian. Not because they love the Palestinians, because they hate the idea that Israel will survive as an independent Jewish state.